Welcome, everyone, and thanks for coming online and in person. And we're going to turn it over to Chief Darlene Hunter and Dave Myers, who works with Darlene, to get us started in a good way. Over to you, Dave and Darlene.
I'd just like to say good morning to everyone and welcome to the First Nations Climate Initiative Collaboration Forum. It's wonderful to see so many leaders, partners, and allies gathered here. Those joining us in person and those joining virtually, ready to engage in the urgent and creative work of climate solutions. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge with respect and gratitude that we are meeting today on the traditional, the ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Sabertooth nations. We honor their stewardship of these lands and waters since time memorial, and we recognize their leadership, past, present, and future, in shaping a resilient climate future for all. Thank you all for being here, for contributing your experience and insight, and for your commitment to work together in good faith. With that, let's begin our program.
What we're going to do now is show you and talk about our trip to COP30 in Brazil. So Dar and I had the honor of representing FNCI at this year's United Nations Climate Change Conference. It was held in Belém, Brazil. That's on the northern part of the country, and it's actually on the equator. It was very hot. It was steamy. It was jungle. It was truly, it was everything I would have expected stereotypically, and I can tell you that they have a big city there, but that jungle is working it hard to take it back. It's really cool. Okay, so, hey, audio-visual guys, can I go back to the first slide? Okay. And this is a picture of Dar and me presenting, well, we were just finished presenting at this point, at the Canada Pavilion. We discussed engagement of youth, First Nation youth in particular, and some of the successes and challenges and some of the benefits. And it was an incredible roundtable that we had with the audience because there was just two of us, because a lot of our delegation dropped out at the last minute. It was me. I had to lead the thing, and so I got to do it my own way, which was really cool. And we just sat there, and Dar and I, and we did it sort of interview style, like they do for hockey players. And I would, sort of lead a question and then ask Dar, and then she would go off, and then some people in the audience would speak up and ask questions. So it was really cool, really kind of a comfortable, laid back presentation, more laid back than anyone we've ever had before. Okay. Here, Brazil is kind of, now we're just going to talk about the country and a little bit about the indigenous people there. This was on our way. This is on some indigenous land. We were going to a sort of a place right on the river, and it was like a barge on the side of the river to have lunch. And so this is a really good photo that encapsulates a lot of what we saw there, because there's development, and a lot of development that is kind of broken down and, well, dirty, right? And this image that's painted on the wall was everywhere. We're not quite sure who he is, but he was everywhere. Dar, I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, everywhere we went, this guy's pictures on the side of the wall. There was a lot of graffiti on, well, I won't call it graffiti. I'll call it art. There was a lot of art on all the buildings. Because of the humidity, there was a lot of mold on the buildings, and it was, it was so hot. And the village, I don't even know if they call them villages, Dave, but the village where we went to have a meal, it was
beautiful there. The food was different and but it was really good.
Yeah. So this picture also demonstrates the vegetation in the background. Dar mentioned the humidity, and you know, it won't take long for those trees and that humidity to break that down and take it back. Like it's such a contrast of, you know, of two sort of styles of development and the nature and the wild. So next slide. There is us with our meal. And this is a traditional meal, but it's not really because it's got fries and stuff. But this was right on the tributary of the Amazon, and it is huge. So this is first an indigenous restaurant. This is an indigenous place. We actually had to pay money a little bit to get in. So that's, you know, they raise money for their community, I guess. And then you also get to, you know, eat here. There was a little dipping pool that you got to go into the river that was protected from you getting sucked away, you know. So it was really amazing. And there was a lot of families that would come, I guess, from the community and from around Belém. Mm-hmm. This is just one of the beautiful pictures we were able to grab in the way in. And this is just an example. This is one of the smallest trees we saw. There were the trees that were just huge, and I've been to Carmana and seen our big trees, right? It was absolutely incredible. So one of the themes of this COP was about Indigenous nations, and you know, there's a lot of talk about how Brazil is treating their Indigenous folks, and we talked to some of the representatives of the ministry, and they say they're really working hard and they really want to engage and implement UNDRIP and the values of UNDRIP. Some people, we didn't see any evidence that wasn't happening, but at the same time, there was massive protests outside of COP by Indigenous, right? So there's probably some issues, but we weren't privy to them. They didn't tell us them. But the land that the Indigenous folks are on is beautiful. It looks like they have very similar issues to what we have here in BC. And yeah, it was just a privilege to go and a privilege to represent.
Yes.
Now, this is every day. This is our hotel. We are protected in our hotel. Every day it floods. Some days more than others. And it's ridiculous. It's like 2 feet high sometimes. When it rains, it really rains. Did I put that other picture in? No. So there's a picture of Dar, me taking it, and we are absolutely drenched because we took the bus. This is after our presentation. We took the bus back, and I picked the wrong stop, and we were one before, and unfortunately, this happens at a downpour. So we had to go about 200, 300 meters in the rain, and I've never been that wet, even though I've swum in the water and not been as wet. It was absolutely insane. And I should have put that picture of Dar because it was pretty cute. She was drenched can be. So no, it was pretty wild. But this water dissipates in an hour or maybe less.
Not even. I think it was like a half an hour or 40 minutes. We walked outside, came back. That water was gone. They have a really good training system there.
Yeah. So it was an incredible trip. We got to talk about our issues with youth and engage in youth. And then we got to really see Brazil too, which is a place I'd highly recommend everyone go. So I think that's it. Okay. Yeah. We have lots more slides. I could go on for hours. Such a cool country. Yes. Yeah.
That's hard to believe, Dave.
Hard to believe.
Tit for tat there, Bella. Okay, well, thank you. And thank you for representing FNCI at COP.